All right, guys, here's phase 1 Saturday's program. We're doing conditioning today, just like we did on Wednesday. So we're starting off with conditioning. We're going to be AMRAP for 7 minutes. The way this one works is kind of like our filthy 50s that we've done in the past. If you've ever done those before, we're going to do 50 of each one of these exercises. They have to complete that entire exercise before they move on to the next exercise. Everything's going to be in place. They don't have to move around the gym and find anything. Everything's going to be in place if they're doing it. But there's going to be 50 reps of each one of these. We have 5 total exercises to go through. So when you're demonstrating this, we have to demonstrate relatively quickly to make sure you get through all the different progressions and stuff. So the first one we have is a plank body solid. So they can use pads. They can use it on their elbows on the ground too. What we're going to do here is just toe plank position. We're going to drive our toes forward and back. 1, 2, 3. 50 total of those. Main thing you're looking for, you don't want them to be butt people, right? Ones like this. You gotta make sure the toes are moving them forward and back in that plank position. From there, we can do step outs. Instead, as modification, 1, 2, 3, 50 total on that, okay? From there, so they do 50 in a row, then they're gonna do 50 split squats. So on a split squat, you can stay with that pad if they have a pad or with one of the other pads too. Tall chest coming down, 1, 2, 3. I would recommend not weighting it. They stick with body weight on this one. We're going to do 25 on one leg, 25 on the other. Modification, grab a hold here, up and down for a little stability, or they can grab a hold of a rack too. Third one's going to be pike push-up. So this is where it's really going to come to a grinding halt, which means they're going to slow down a lot more when they get to this one. So it's going to be a pike push-up. We're going to have our toes looking, or our head looking at our toes the whole time, coming down, position here, driving out. 1, 2, 3, 50 of those. That's where we're going to have some modifications. I'm going to go more in detail on that. Watch the video that Nathan did on that the other day. From here, we're going to do modification is on that pike push-up. If that's too hard, they can do 50 band shoulder presses. Press above the head, abs tight, glute squeeze. Want to get right in line with our ears as we come up. Somebody might be able to do like 25 pike push-ups, then do 25 bands, but they might not be able to do all 50 pike push-ups in a row, or they can do all 50 in bands instead. If there's somebody that has some shoulder issues, they're going to do 50 dislocates. So dislocate is where your hands are wide. You can use a band here. Hands are wide, come around and touch their butt. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're trying to get that shoulder mobility going on. Somebody that has shoulder issues, we really just need to always work on mobility and try to get it loosened up. Exercise number 4 out of 5 is going to be glute bridge march. On a glute bridge march, hips up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 50 of those, 25 per leg. And the last exercise we have is Spider-Man with rotation. This is another one that's going to take quite a while. So Spider-Man with rotation, we're going to step up, look to the sky. 1, switch legs and arms. 2, back in. 3, all the way to 50. So that one's going to take a little bit of time too. And by some chance, somebody might get all the way done with those inside of 7 minutes. If so, great. They go back up to the top and start over again and start with those plank body saws, and they keep going through until they use up all 7 minutes of time. There's going to be a chance a decent amount of people won't get done with the whole thing because of the pike push-ups or because of Spider-Man rotation. Totally fine. The idea is just to get that heart rate elevated, get some sweat going before our workout. All right, guys, this is phase 1 Friday's program. We're doing 4 rounds of work with 25 seconds of work with a 15-second break in between. We are doing straight sets. So on a straight set, we're going to keep going through that one for 4 rounds in a row with that 15-second break in between. First exercise is an inverted row. On the inverted row, we'll have 3 of them set up across here for different heights. From here, what we want to do is we want our hands about a thumb from the knurling, about a thumb away from the knurling. From there, legs straight is going to be the hardest variation. Pull the chest up, all the way back down. 1, 2. They just don't really count. We have a timer. From there, make it a little bit easier. They tuck the legs, bend knees, up and down from there. Somebody that can't do that, some people just can't hold their upper body stretch for that long. We have TRXs that we set up here. There'll be one set up here, one set up there. They can row instead back and forth. Okay? So rowing is our TRX rowing is our modification for that. Exercise number 2. We're coming over to kettlebell wader walks. So we haven't done these in a while. So the kettlebell wader walk, first thing you want to think about is it could be a kettlebell or it could be a dumbbell. First of all, it doesn't have to be a kettlebell because the dumbbells give us a lot more modifications and lighter weights because some people do struggle going overhead. So first thing, if we're using a kettlebell, we're just going to make sure it's sitting on the back side of the hand. We don't want it on the front side. You'll see this happen a lot. You want it to be on the back side. Another thing to keep in mind when you're doing this is telling somebody that has an Apple Watch on to turn their watch around so they don't break the face. We've had the face broken from kettlebells before, so they don't break the face. So we have it here against our shoulder, nice and tight in this rack position. From here, I'm going to drive it up, dip, and drive above my head, right above my ear, right line of my ear. From that point on, I'm going to take my abs, squeeze them as tight as possible. I want to squeeze them so tight I'm ready to take a punch, right? Tight, right? Tight, glutes are squeezed, and then I'm just walking. Under control. We're going to walk down, well, turn around, walk back. Most likely, it's going to take just 25 seconds to go down. Rest, switch arms on the other next 25 seconds, okay? So switch back and forth. From there, if that's too tough, some people have some shoulder issues, can't go overhead. They're just going to hold it in this rack position. They can do the same thing with dumbbell right here in the rack position. They're just going to walk like this. Same idea, as hard as you can take a gut punch, right? Here, walking back and forth. Exercise number 3. We're going to be doing bear crawls. So on our bear crawls, show them first variation is normal bear crawl. We're going to be down on all fours, toes dug deep into the ground, right? Engage those toes, knees just slightly off the ground. From here, we're just going opposite arm, opposite leg. We're crawling forward and back. We just need to crawl to the end of the turf, then crawl backwards. A lot of people are going to struggle with that in general, right? There's a lot of body weight there that have put on it, plus crawling backwards is tough. But we have some people that have progressed. We're going to add to that this time. We're going to do some dumbbell crawls. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to have the dumbbells just put your hands in the position here. And we're going to be crawling with a little bit of weight. If there's somebody that's really strong, they can always pull more of a row as they come into that position, okay? For that, there's going to be some people that can't crawl at all. Instead, we're going to work on bicycles with them. So on a bicycle, we're going to get our body into a hollow hold position, legs out, hands behind the head, and from here we're going to come towards, this leg's off the ground like a hollow hold, and then just going to twist back and forth. If you have somebody that's pretty overweight and can't lift their legs like that, you can always have them start their legs on the ground and have that leg come up. Okay? From that modification. Exercise number 3. We're going to do a slider reverse lunge. So on slider reverse lunge, toe in there, get pressure right down through this heel into the ground, take pressure into the slider. We're going to go back, get that knee almost to the ground, come back up, squeeze the glute. Back down, come up, squeeze the glute. Okay? Make it a little bit harder. We can use a medicine ball today as our modification because we're going to need the dumbbells and kettlebells for the weighted walks. We're going to grab this, engage those shoulder blades there, hold tight, back down, and up. We can go all the way up to 30 pounds on those medicine balls. Our modification, if somebody can't do that slider position, is in that split squat position. We can also do just regular reverse lunge too, or they can stay in that split squat, up and down, or use a stick for stability. Okay, lots of variations you can do in the lunge. And the last exercise we have is going to be kind of new. It's going to be our TRX Front Squat. So on a TRX Front Squat, we're going to take the TRX and put it right inside of our armpits. Okay? I'm going to grab a hold of it here. I'm going to lean forward, almost like we're doing a reverse TRX row right now. Feet a little bit wider and shoulder width apart. I'm just going to literally squat down my toes. You see how my toes are up? They're not flat, they're up. Then squat down to it and back up. From there, to make it a little bit harder, I just walk back a little bit, up, and down. As you get going, the farther you get back, the more you'll feel it in this quad. Now, some people will struggle with that because of knee issues. Definitely can feel it in your knee as you go. We just turn them around. We just do a regular TRX squat. Squat down, and up.